Alright, y'all, so we are literally about to pull right up the way. Freightliners are right here, and Volvo's right up here. So what's interesting to me is, or what's crazy to me is, I met these two guys from two totally different sources, but yet, you know, here we are. We're on the same yard, and even how like the jobs came up like right after the other one. Like this guy up here, essentially, no. Road did hit me up first, let me know that dude up there wanted a PM like last week, and then just this weekend, this guy said that he wanted, you know what I'm saying, I met him through another source who's calling me right now, Tony, who let me know about this guy. He's probably checking in with me right now. I'm about to call him back in a second about this guy. And then I came here to check this truck out, got the stuff ready for that truck, and then essentially I was gonna just do one service back there. Then the other guy called me as I was at the parts store picking up oil filters for the first truck up there. So I ended up getting two jobs, which, you know, essentially I was planning on just doing one service and doing this truck, but I ended up doing two services because the guy called me as I was picking up parts, so that kind of worked out. And then you know what I'm saying, essentially we still had this one, which this is the bigger job, so that's why I was planning on doing this second. And it's really marshy back here. Hopefully we don't get stuck, because we don't got four-wheel drive on this truck.
But we got GO treads.
We got a habit, yeah, we do got the GO treads. The GO treads have been working faithfully for us, all thanks to T. That was such a great idea on your behalf, sweetheart. But yeah, man, it's just like it's a small world, you know? Like, who would have thought, man? Out of all the places, these guys parking at the same lot, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I mean, I think that's just, you know, the way things turn out sometimes when you're on the right path. So, here we are, y'all. Let's pull it up. We about to get cracking on this Volvo. Let me get situated so we can, you know what I'm saying, work efficiently. Get closest to this truck as I can. All right, so we good right here. All right, let's hop out and assess the situation. All right, y'all, so we are finally able to get started on this thing. We had to go grab something to eat, and you know, it was already getting dark, but now it's really dark. Not only is it dark, it's kind of cold out here, but we're gonna still see how far we can get. You guys take a look here. We gotta take down all of this stuff here to get to the bare block. You gotta take all these pipes off, this housing, the turbo, the exhaust manifold, all that has to come down. So we got quite a bit of work ahead of us here. So yes, I'm about to go ahead and dive in. Hopefully these boats aren't too bad as far as rust goes. While we're talking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with some PB blaster, and then we're gonna go from there. So yes, let's go ahead and get this thing started, man, because yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed already. So I'm going to ahead and take this fender out and just start taking this thing apart. Taking this thing down. Looks like the turbo actuator may be leaking coolant as well. Just gonna take note of that. We'll see when we get it all buttoned up. Hadn't taken anything yet apart on the turbo, so can't understand why we have a constant leak there. Ooh, actually I see it. Yeah, this thing's been RTV. Yep. So probably gonna need an actuator too. Yep. y'all, so this thing was not the easiest to come out, but we finally got it out, needless to say. I'm about to take it all the way out. This thing is super heavy, so I'm gonna get up here, try to lift it with some wait, we're still hooked up somewhere. It feels like it shouldn't be, but something's pulling back on us. What is it? This line right here. This is the line I always forget to, by the way. It is an oil return line. I usually forget to take it off and also put it back on there. It looks pretty rusty. This turbo looked like it came out of a Mack truck. You see all the red paint still on there. What's that? With like a 10? Looks like a 10. Is that what we got? Let's see. By the way, this truck is super duper rusty. So nothing is really coming off all that easy. I will say that. And that's actually 12. And of course, like I said, super rusty. Make sure I got the right size. Yep. So we need some more force to get this bolt out. There we go. It's the oil return line for our turbocharger here. There we go. And I gotta wiggle it out of there. And our turbo is now free. And my gun. When we get soaked in water, we got puddles of water down here. Let's try this again, y'all. Let's try this again. Put my boat back here so we don't lose it. Just gonna put it back in there, just for safekeeping. Okay. Now, let's try this again. This is a heavy some gun. Whoa. Okay. There we go. Big turbo. Big turbo. So we got the turbo out, y'all, and we did make a big fuck up here. Excuse my language, but I gotta figure out how we're gonna get this thing up out of there. That is not good. So this bolt's so rusty, it just broke off when I went to take it out. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to get that thing up out of there. I'm gonna let it soak in some penetrating oil for now. Let's put it on the back of the truck and find room for it. We may have to take this with us. Oh shit, let's just put it. Put it there for now. Hope these guys don't mind us. I'm just gonna try a little stand so I can get it. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get this out. I'm gonna get that out of there. That soap. Exhaust spokes, y'all. Never any fun to work with. Hardly ever. Now that we've got all of this visible, we got a little bit more working room. So essentially what we're trying to get to is these freeze plugs behind this exhaust, which here's the one that had been leaking. That's the one that fell out. It's just dumping out coolant. And then we got a few other ones, which essentially, yeah, there's no way to get to it unless we remove this exhaust. Because you gotta hit them flush in there. And he wants to replace them all, so. Now we're gonna start taking down this exhaust manifold. All right. So essentially we are one bolt away from removing this exhaust manifold. So let's commence on doing that. This is one last bolt here, so you got it loose. And there it is. It is ready to come out. So let's do that. Get stuff out of the way. Get it up out of here. There it is, the grand finale. Oh! All right, there you have it, guys. It is all out, the exhaust, turbo and all. And now we can get straight to these freeze plugs. This is essentially what's causing the issue here. You can see straight in there. So, yep, these plugs go right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get the rest of these removed. But before I do that, I'm probably gonna try to install one of them brand new and see how that works out. I'm probably gonna use a socket that matches this circumference here, and then tap it in with a hammer. Probably coat it with a little RTV so that it seals, an additional seal. And yeah, and that should work. Fits right in there. We got some new ones we're gonna put in. So that's what's next. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start doing that tonight. And then probably call it a day, maybe mount up the exhaust manifold, get it set up there, and then we'll come tomorrow, torque it down because I left my torque specs at home, and then we'll kind of pick up from there. I do say that I think I want to get new bolts for this EGR valve and also for the turbo because they are really rusty, as you can see, rusty. And then this one actually broke. That's the one I'm gonna have to try and remove somehow. We'll figure that out. That's going to be another mystery for tomorrow. So let's get back to it. All right, y'all, I'm about to show you how we get these plugs in there. As y'all can see, I've got one installed. I just removed another one over there. Looks like I'm one freeze plug short. There's actually 5. I've only got 4. So I'm gonna start doing the worst ones in case I don't get to do that 5th one for some reason or another. But essentially what I'm doing here on the process is you got your freeze plug here, and I got some high temp RTV, the red silicone. Whew. And it's gonna put a little bead out of it around the edges of it, just like that. And then I'm just gonna even it out all around the outside of it, just to provide a little bit of an extra sealing surface. And then what I did here, since I don't actually have the tool designed to work for this particular situation, you gotta get creative. So if I can figure out where I set it down, okay, it's blending in. It's so dark out here, y'all. So here it is. I got me a socket. This one ended up being a 24 millimeter that fit the best as far as setting it on here. So I just set it on there like that. You see it fits on there pretty all right. Not snug, but you guys get what I'm trying to do here and work with me with the camera. It's so cold out here. My lovely assistant has went inside the truck for some extra warmth. So we're gonna try and man it without her. So you just put that in there as flush as you possibly can get it. And it'll essentially just stick in there with the RTV. And then you just wanna hammer it in there flush. Flush as possible. Check it and just kind of work it in there the best you can. If you get crooked, you just want to straighten it out by hitting on that side of it. Like I got it crooked now, so I'm gonna try and tap the edges. And I'm in an awkward spot for me, so I need to get in there. So if I can get square on it a little better than that. Get it nice and square. Like I said, you want it in there flush. That looks about flush, so you want to check it with your finger. And it still got a little lip, so I'm gonna tap it a few more times. That looks a lot better. Yep. Bottom is a little protruding, so I'm gonna go down to the bottom and hit it some more times. There we go. We in there. Okay. And, yep. I might have pushed it in a little bit too much further than I wanted to. Didn't have to go in that far, but it'll be okay. And that's essentially how you install them. So I got 2 down, 3 more to go. Process is the same for all of them as far as installing them goes. Now to take them out, this is kind of what I've kind of figured out to do with them. I'm probably gonna leave that back one in there for last because that one's in there pretty good. This one's in there pretty good. Here is okay. This one's all right, but I'm gonna replace that one because it's been out. It popped out before, but this is the one we're gonna work on now. Show you guys how we get them out. Bear with me on this camera. But so essentially you just kind of start at one position and stay there, tapping it. Let's start at the top because it's already kind of pushed in. and just be gentle in a way so you don't lose it completely in there. Okay, so essentially that's how you get them in, and then you just kind of fish it out. They don't go out quite so easily. So what you want to do is probably get you like a pry bar and work it out the rest of the way, is what I like to do. If I don't lose it. We're not gonna lose it though. We're not gonna lose it. Get you a pry bar in there though, and then just kind of pry it out. If I can get positioned correctly. It's kind of hard. This is kind of the difficult part of this whole thing, essentially. But just kind of bend it best you can, and then there you go. It just pops out after that. So that's how you take them out. So you guys see the installation procedure. You see the removal procedure on these here freeze plugs. We got that one installed. Nice coat of RTV to help seal it. And we're gonna go in with a new one here and here, and then maybe pick up on there tomorrow and we can get some more parts, because we're gonna definitely need some more parts to finish this job. But we're gonna put it a bookmark here, guys, for now, and then we'll probably pick up back tomorrow. Yeah, so check in with you guys in the daylight.